This week's episode is kindly sponsored by the very exciting Hard Space Shipbreaker. Stick around at the end for more information on that. Designed to bolster the Federation fleet during the Dominion War, but completing its service trials only after the war's conclusion, the Prometheus-class long-range tactical escort was the fastest and most heavily armed starship in Federation service at the time of its commissioning, boasting a range of highly sophisticated defense systems and experimental technologies. At a length of 415 meters, the distinctly aggressive space frame of the Prometheus-class presents a striking arrowhead saucer section fixed to a sturdy spinal structure and flanked by 4 warp nacelles. Carrying a standard crew complement of 175, the Prometheus is equipped with the most advanced warp drive of its era, capable of accelerating to speeds as great as warp 9.9 for short periods, allowing the craft to outrun practically any opponent not equipped with advanced transwarp technology. Being a purpose-built attack vessel, the Prometheus class is heavily armed, with a total of 18 phaser arrays supported by 3 torpedo launchers. The ship's phasers are attuned for high accuracy blasts and distributed across the ship's frame for maximum coverage. In a turning battle, the Prometheus has essentially 0 blind spots and can maintain phaser fire on a target from at least 1 array during any manner of complex evasive maneuver. The ship also boasts advanced regenerative shield systems and layers of ablative hull armor, as well as an unprecedented level of shipboard automation that allows the craft to maintain combat effectiveness even with almost its entire crew complement incapacitated. Of the Prometheus's numerous experimental systems, the most prominent is the vessel's multi-vector assault mode. This unorthodox feature allows the vessel to separate itself into 3 smaller craft in order to carry out flanking maneuvers and coordinated attacks in combat. Unlike separated modules from earlier Starfleet vessels like the Galaxy class, the 3 modules of the Prometheus class are all equipped with warp nacelles and matter-antimatter drive cores, allowing each craft to travel at limited warp velocities for use in reconnaissance tactics or to retreat from battle. The prototype of the class, named USS Prometheus NX-74913, experienced an eventful start to its career after it was commandeered by Romulan forces during its maiden voyage. While under Romulan control, the Prometheus engaged and disabled the Nebula-class USS Bonchoon and eventually rendezvoused with a squadron of Tal Shiar warbirds that were waiting to appropriate the vessel for study. Thankfully, this transfer was foiled by the timely arrival of a Starfleet task force with the unlikely assistance of the USS Voyager's emergency medical hologram, thereby preventing the Star Empire from capturing Starfleet's most advanced and confidential vessel only days after it was launched. Though the Prometheus class entered service too late to participate in the war with the Dominion, the craft nevertheless reinforced the Federation's defensive arsenal in the waning years of the 24th century, whilst also testing a number of systems that would eventually become standard issue within the Federation fleet. The multi-vector assault system, however, proved a unique anomaly in the history of Federation starship design, remaining a feature of only the Prometheus class and its associated refits. Big thanks to Blackbird Interactive and the Hard Space Shipbreaker team for sponsoring this video, and for kindly providing me with a pre-release Steam key. I've been playing the game, and it really is fantastic. I'd strongly recommend checking it out. Honestly, this might be the most relevant sponsorship for Spacedock we've ever had. Put simply, the game is about breaking down and salvaging derelict spacecraft. If you've ever watched the excellent anime series Planet S, it's that kind of vibe. You're a working class zero-G salvager, and filling out your work quotas in order to pay your debts will be massively aided by the understanding of spacecraft design you have no doubt picked up from watching Spacedock for all these years. The game requires you to be careful with whether or not an area is pressurized, and to understand momentum and physics, you'll need to manually slice off individual support segments for nanocarbonate panels from the inside of the ship in order to remove hull plating. More volatile components like reactors and fuel tanks need to be removed delicately, otherwise they'll explode. And there are a lot more hazards than you might imagine to the player as you're carrying out these various operations. For instance, I was, during my playtest, hit in the face with a massive piece of debris that I pulled towards myself too fast. And that was before even finishing the tutorial. I'd strongly recommend checking it out. It's going into early access on Steam on the day this video goes live. You can find the relevant link in the description below. If you've ever wanted a deep space, high-risk salvaging simulator, then Hard Space Shipbreaker is what you've been waiting for. Thanks again to Blackbird for the sponsorship, and I hope you'll all check out the game. Thank you for watching Spacedock. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please do check out the links on the screen right now or in the description below for our Patreon and channel membership services. Anything you can pledge goes towards improving our team and our equipment and allowing us to put together bigger and more exciting video projects for you guys on the channel.